Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the Pharmacy Technician Online Assist Program. Thank you so much for joining the Medical Institute of South Georgia. I hope that so far you have gotten settled in and are ready to get to work. We have a lot of work to do between now and graduation, and let's get started. My name is Dr. Tracy McClellan, President and founder of the Medical Institute of South Georgia, and also your instructor for the Pharmacy Technician Program. So I'm super excited to help you get started in reaching your goals. We have quite a bit of work to do, as I mentioned before. I wanted to share with you how to use and recognize the tools that we've made available for you with our online assist content for the Pharmacy Technician Program. Again, welcome aboard. I'm going to share the screen here so that you can see some of the tools that we have made available for you. All right, so we're going to pull up the page for Pharmacy Technician. Hold on just a moment, let me get it so I can see everything. All right, so you're going to, as a student, you're going to be receiving access to the Pharmacy Tech Online Assist, where a lot of your content for this course will be uploaded, and you will always know where you are and what you're supposed to be doing. But let's start off with what you're going to be receiving and how that will look. So you're going to receive an email that looks a lot like this. You've been granted access to the Certified Pharmacy Technician Program. Congratulations, you've been granted access to the Certified Pharmacy Technician by Medical Institute of South Georgia Online Assist. You can log in with your email and password at the link below. So you'll log in there. You can contact us with any questions by emailing the email address that's listed there. So when you click to log in, it's going to give you your email there, and it's going to give you a password. And you will also receive the password that needs to go here. And then you can change it later if you want to. Let me go back and see if I have the email sent to me as well. Let's go back. All right, so you get two emails. One will be from the Medical Institute of South Georgia. It will say instructions to reset your password. And then you actually click on that and you will see the information about someone has requested a link to this change your password. You can do it through the following link here. So you just click on that to change your password. Okay. All right. So once you've got your password and login information complete, then we can go back to the actual page where you will actually get started with the online assist that will give you instructions on what you should be doing each day and each week. So let's go back to that. Let's get out of the email content. We'll close that out and that out. And we will go back to, yes, now we're back at the actual online page that you'll be given access to. So the page that you will see is called Certified Pharmacy Technician Online. And you notice here you have all of these lessons. So you'll start out with the Welcome Aboard lesson. And once you have read and went over this information, then you will mark this section as complete. So, Welcome Aboard course contents. Welcome. We used to be Wakardi, now it's the Medical Institute of South Georgia Online. This short course is designed to introduce you to the world of pharmacy as an assistant to the pharmacist. This course is aligned to work alongside the NHA, National Health Career Association's National Certification Exam. We believe that with diligence and your undivided attention, you will be able to successfully follow along each module that covers the sections to prepare for the National Certification Exam. We've assisted hundreds of students in successfully completing training in pharmacy technician certification since 2006. We have experienced faculty to assist you with every step of the way. So for each lesson, here are the requirements for completion. Read your topics and the short course lesson. Write a brief summary on each objective. Complete the assessment with a minimum score of 70% to complete each section. So when you finish reviewing the welcome aboard, you're going to mark this as complete. When you mark it as complete, then it's going to take you to the next lesson. It'll take you into lesson 1. And we're just going to click on lesson 1 here to let you see, or you can click next lesson here. It'll take you to lesson 1. And you'll notice that there is actually a video. This particular video is only 3 minutes and 41 seconds for this section, but there may be other video links included in the different sections that you'll have. I think week 1 or lesson 1 kind of gives you an overview for the first 5 weeks to let you see what is going to be expected of you. And the additional lessons are added further in the sections. But you don't have to do all of this that's listed on the weekly assignments under lesson 1. It's just giving you an overview, okay? You'll also notice that on the side, you have downloads that you can click on. When you click on each download, it's going to download it to your computer, and then you can open it. These are PDFs. This particular link is an online, it says an online PDF, but I think it actually, yeah, it's an online PDF. And then now this one is an MP4. It's actually a video that's uploaded for you too. So we're giving you additional resources and tools to help you get through each section. And some of it is just extra. If it says quiz on there, it may very well be the same quiz that's in your NHA book. Sometimes we have students who don't have the book yet, but would like to get started. And this provides the information and then also the quiz that goes along with it. Each week, you will be expected to make sure you're completing the quizzes, even though you have the resources in your book. We just want to see that you're completing those quizzes, and then you're going to have a section exam over each other chapter that we give you, and you'll see that as we go along as well. It's called a SEP test. Okay, so that's kind of how the online program or the online course assist works. And once you finish each one, you'll mark it as complete. When you mark it as complete, you're going to get an email that says, congratulations, you completed lesson 1, and it will allow you to move on to lesson 2, okay? And we are constantly uploading, so make sure that you're checking that lesson all of the time until you mark complete on that section, okay? All right, so that's how the online assist is going to work. I want to move over to lesson 2, which has some things that I want to make sure you are aware of for this week. Lesson 2 is over laws, regulations, and controlled substances. Chapter 2 covers important laws and regulations to keep in mind when working with patients, their protected health information, and potentially dangerous materials. Your pharmacy tech book must learn, will give you information on learning how to work safely, protecting the health and safety of your patients, themselves, and fellow healthcare workers. They must follow HIPAA, OSHA, DEA, and other laws and regulations to protect patients' privacy and safety. We're talking about pharmacy technicians. So your assignments are pretty healthy in this week or in this lesson. So you want to make sure you pay attention to everything. The first thing you're going to be reviewing is your appendices, which covers drug references and glossaries. It covers those look-alike, sound-alike medications. There's also a handout that's included in this lesson. Let's see, is the handout? Yeah. The handout is over here to the right. It's called Pharmacy Tech Look-alike Drugs. You will click on that and download it to your computer. And you also probably have been given a copy, but you'll have access to it here as well. You are to go ahead and begin looking over the look-alike medications and watch the video that covers the look-alike medications. So the video to the look-alike medications are here. The link to it, you just click on look-alike meds. It may take you out of this particular website and into a different website, but just make sure you come back once you finish that video. And then the next video, commonly used drugs. This video, you won't be able to finish because you're going to have to take your time and match these commonly used drugs to the list that's been given to you, provided for you, until you've highlighted and covered all the drugs. You'll notice further up in your list that we're studying the top 200 drugs series. It begins in this lesson. You'll start off with drugs 1 through 31. So it's the top 31. So let's just take a look at what that's going to look like. When you click on your lookalike drugs, it's going to be downloaded onto your computer, and then you'll actually click on that. Hopefully you guys are seeing this, and it's moving along as I go along. On your lookalike, sound-alike drugs, as we stroll down, you're going to see a list of drugs. So you're going to match the left with the right. These are different drugs, but they look alike and they sound alike, but they're two different drugs. So, and then in the next column, you have two drugs that starts with H's, hydralazine, hydroxyzine. They sound alike, but they're two different drugs. So it's important as pharmacy technicians to be able to recognize that. So how will you break this down? I would take one set of columns, which are these two here, and just begin looking at maybe 10 drugs at a time and recognizing that these are all different drugs. You're not going to be tested on this per se, but as a healthcare part of the healthcare team, you don't want to get this mixed up. And so we want you to be aware that this has been an issue and that this does exist. But what you are going to be tested on is the first 31 brand name and generic name and classification drugs. So I would suggest that you go ahead, prepare and make flashcards, and there's also a video provided that will help you with learning the top 200 brand name drugs. But you're going to start off by looking at the brand names 1 through 31, the generic name that goes with each of those. You got to be able to match up the brand name and the generic name. And what class does it fall in? Like what kind of drug is it? So for Nexium, you're going to tell us it's a GI medication, antacids, or Lexapro, escitalopram. And I'm not that particular about you knowing exactly how to pronounce each of the pharmacy drugs, but you do have to know that it is the drug that goes along with the brand name. And yes, spelling does count. You're in post-secondary school, spelling does count. But I promise you, you can do this. And then you want to know that this is a psychotropic drug, or you just want to be able to tell me antidepressant. Find a word in your classification that will help you class the drugs, and you don't have to tell me the fancy word. Like say, for example, for Nexium, you can just tell me it's for your stomach, or it's an antacid. That's good enough for me. Or it's for anti-ulcers, if you can't remember gastrointestinal, which if you remember that, you know it's for the stomach. Okay, so your first 31 drugs you're responsible for tomorrow. So I would suggest you get started. All right, so let's go out of that. I do hope this screen is going with me as I go to different scenes. So for each one of the things that you have to click on, it's going to actually download it to your computer, and then you can go up there and or go to your downloads and open it up, and you'll be able to see the document there. So for lesson 2, you should be covering chapters 2 and 3. Looks like mostly what I have listed here is 2. But you are going to eventually get into 3. If you finish up too early, go ahead and start into lesson 3. For Pharmacy Tech Chapter 2, the online information, which may very well be your NHA study guide. And then you also have your Pharmacy Tech Chapter 2 information that you're going to be tested on. So the Pharmacy Tech Chapter 2 PDF, you're going to be tested on that. Now, the Pharmacy Tech Chapter 2 packet is additional information for you. Let's just click on that and see what that is. Packet 2. This is just some additional information, pharmacy law and ethics, but what you need should be covered in your regular chapter 2, not the one through NHA, but the packet that's also listed here. Let's open that up. The one that's here, this is the one you're going to have a test on at the end of the week. This information. which is also probably being provided for you. Pharmacy technician, so there will be a self-test at the end of the week on this training competency. It talks about the certification process. What does it take for you to get certified? How often are you having to renew? And then, yes. Okay. Your pharmacy tech quiz is also listed here. This is the one through NHA with chapter 2 quiz. So you'll probably be provided this in your NHA book. And then you can take that in your book. You just have to show, it'll be a part of your checkoff to make sure you've gone through and answered those questions. Okay, all right, so that's lesson 2. You got plenty of work to get started on. Remember, your top 31 initially will be matching. It is always going to be matching. So you'll have the first 31, and then after that, you'll have the 32 through 65 the next day. And then at the end of the week, you always have 2 of these exams, 2 exams per week. And we meet 3 days a week. So that will be a matching for you. All right, so you got a couple of videos. Remember on the videos, you're just going to do me a quick summary, just summarizing a little bit about what you observed from the video. That's due a minimum of half a page, except for the commonly used drugs video. You don't have to do a summary on that. But this is how you would actually get inside of the tools that are available to you to help you get through the course, so that you're never having to wait for your instructor to find out what's next and what you have to do. The self-tests that will come at the end will be printed for you and given to you during class. Okay. All right. Well, that completes our intro for what's going to take place. Let's go ahead and go to, we're not gonna mark complete, but we're just gonna hit next lesson. Same thing for lesson 3. Medication classifications on this section. Some of the information is going to be updated as far as what your assignment is there, but your instructor will be constantly updating your information. So always check back to see if there's any changes being made, and you'll be instructed if there are any changes. Just continue to work diligently. Pharmacy technician is not a fly-by-night type of program. You are going to have to work. You are going to have to concentrate and really put the time in. And but I promise you, if you continue to work, you will get through it. Okay. All right. So that's going to stop our sharing, and now you've got plenty of work to do to get going into this course. I am excited to have you a part and look forward to working with you to complete this course.